Defend yourself against DDoS attacks by hiding your true IP address with ExpressVPN, and visit my custom link expressvpn.com/ghilliemaster in the description to find out how you can get an extra 3 months free. Hey everyone, and welcome to another gtaonline in-depth guide here on the channel. Today I'm going to show you guys how to effectively survive in this new mode, Cayo Perico Survival, giving you tips, tricks, and strategies along the way. So let's not waste any time and get right into it. At a base level, it is a lot like the North Yankton survival that we got a while back for Halloween. However, I do think this one is a tad bit easier than North Yankton just because there's a lot more room to run around. That helps out a lot. North Yankton, you kind of had to just do circles like you were playing COD zombies, training all the zombies. This one, you have a lot more space to just maneuver about. The general structure for the mode is interesting too. You start outside the compound, and then every few waves you hop into a vehicle and transport to another area of the island where you then survive a few more waves and so on and so forth. And after you pass wave 10, you will get to either choose a location to do endless waves at, or you can choose to leave and it will put you into an escape sequence where you have to go to the airstrip and get into the plane to leave, which is really cool, I have to say. Before we head into the Cayo Perico survival though, it's best to come prepared, and to do that, make sure you are maxed out on your snacks and body armor, as well as all ammo, especially heavy weaponry like rockets and the minigun. For normal weapons, it's not as important to be completely maxed out on because it's highly unlikely you'll go through 8 different weapon types of 9,999 ammo anyways. Although I would recommend at least having your shotgun ammo and assault rifle ammo maxed out because the assault shotgun is going to be one of the weapons that we're going to be using all the time pretty much. For special ammo types to bring, I recommend the incendiary revolver, as it can set zombies on fire and cause damage over time, which can be helpful for firing a shot and then running away while the enemy still takes damage. And the explosive pump shotgun can come in handy as well. Other than that though, regular ammo will do just fine. And lastly, you are going to want to make sure you are on assisted aim full, as this will allow you to target swap between targets much faster. So once you kill a zombie, you can flick your right analog stick to the right or left to switch targets without having to re-aim in all the time on the regular assisted aim. And remember, this setting can only be changed from story mode or at the main menu if you don't own the story mode and just have the online. You cannot change this from an online session. Now let's go over the various enemy types you will come across in this mode, what they do, and the best way to take care of them. First, we have the regular zombies, which can be put down with just a simple headshot from any weapon of your choice. These will obviously be the most common enemy you run into, just the basic zombie. The skeleton conquistadors will spawn in wearing plated armor, wielding muskets. These enemies cannot be locked onto, nor can they be damaged by bullets, and because you have no minimap, you have to seek out these enemies when they spawn in. They mostly like to hide in the bushes and just attack you from the camouflage, but they do give off a tan smoke color, which can help you find them easily. And the way you have to take them out is either with a melee weapon or just using your gun. It's way easier to do that, and they will drop instantly after you hit them. In the early rounds, you don't have to worry much about these doing a ton of damage. Their accuracy is also pretty bad. They miss a lot of the time, but if you do manage to get hit, it's a very minuscule amount of damage until you get to the very late rounds of Infinite Waves. Then they start doing a bit more damage. Another new zombie type are the splitters. They look like normal zombies, but they will be covered with white and blue smoke, and when you kill them, they split into 2. And then when you kill the 2, they split into 2 more, so they basically multiply. And they are a bit tankier than your standard zombie, despite looking very similar. However, the best way I found to take them out is to take any weapon that you use the one-handed melee animation for, like a pistol or tactical SMG, and then just spam melee in first person. The melee kills them instantly, and then when they split and spawn more, you are right there to melee them once more, which makes really quick work of them. Now, in the later rounds, when you have tons of zombies and other animals and enemies chasing you, it might be smarter to not do this because it requires you to stand still for a bit, and there are enemies that I'll get into later that punish you for standing still. But just review your surroundings, know what enemy types are out at the time before committing to the melee combo, and you'll be able to take these guys out very easily. Next up are the DJ zombies. You'll know when these appear because they will distort your screen, and they might seem harmless, but you're going to want to prioritize these guys immediately, because if enough time passes, they will hypnotize you to come closer to them, and then when you are right next to them, they self-destruct, which kills you instantly. The last thing you want is to be fighting zombies with your team, and all of you get sucked into their trap and die immediately, ending the entire run. Plus, the screen distortion is just super annoying and obnoxious, so you're probably going to want to get rid of that as fast as possible, and you do that by killing them. On the flip side, there is an achievement that you can get by performing a dancing emote while the DJ zombie is active, so you can coordinate with your team to get that done if you want to. Just be aware though, you might die when trying to get that achievement, especially if you're a solo player. And the last new zombie type for the Cayo Perico variant of the zombie survival is probably the most lethal one of them all, the Panther Trainer. These enemies look very similar to regular zombies, except they will have red smoke attached to them so you can pick them out from the crowd. And these guys will spawn panthers next to them in groups of 3 every like 5 seconds. And if the panthers hit you, they inflict a bleeding effect, which makes you take damage over time for a little bit. So they are very lethal. The panthers themselves are weak though and die to one shot pretty much as long as you hit them in the head, but it's the panthers combined with regular zombies which can overwhelm you, especially on the higher rounds. The Panther Trainer is also quite tanky, again, especially on the higher rounds, and because he spawns panthers every few seconds, you have to shoot at him for a bit and then focus the panthers when they spawn in, and then just keep going in a cycle until he dies. If you don't focus the panthers, they're just going to chew you up and kill you. Which makes this one of the more trickier enemies to take out, especially if you are solo. If you have teammates, you guys can kind of team up on him, but when you're solo, you don't have that option. Now, aside from all the new enemy types, the same enemy types from North Yankton Survival can also be found here. The Juggernaut, armored zombies, the possessed animals like boars and elk or deer, that just like the panthers also inflict bleeding on you when you get hit. The undead mages make a return. They will spawn green gas on you, causing damage over time, which punishes you for standing still in one spot. The glowing blue exploding zombies come back, and eventually you'll get exploding juggernaut zombies running at you. Flaming zombies eventually hunt you down on the later infinite rounds, so there's a lot of different enemy types that will hunt you down in the new Cayo Perico Zombies mode. Talking strategy now, if you are planning on making a run for infinite waves, you want to make it a mission to not use any of your snacks until you get to wave 15 at least, because once you hit wave 15, health packs stop spawning in, so snacks become your only lifeline at that point. Up until then, you're going to be able to find health packs around the map to regen health every round, and make sure that someone, if they at least took damage, grabs them on your team. Doesn't matter if like you don't necessarily need them, you might as well take them because they only respawn once a round. Up until wave 15, that is. The body armor that you brought with you is mostly for tanking musket shots from the conquistadors. Regular zombies will deal health damage directly with their melee, so body armor is going to do nothing. And I want to say that explosions from the exploding zombies also are mitigated by body armor, but I'm not 100% sure on that. I would also suggest saving your heavy weaponry like your minigun, rockets, grenade launcher, and whatnot until you get past wave 10, because you're going to want as much powerful ammo for when the enemies are also extremely tanky, instead of wasting it early on when your regular old assault rifle or shotgun can work just fine. Trust me, once you get to wave 20 plus, the enemies, especially the juggernauts that spawn in, will take like thousands of minigun shots to kill them. On the other hand though, if you are only doing a wave 10 run, then obviously none of this would apply. Feel free to use all of your weapons to your heart's content, because Rockstar actually changed it to where any ammo you use in a survival is now given back to you when you go back into free mode, so you don't have to worry about wasting money and ammo in survivals anymore. The best location to do endless waves at is probably the compound, because there isn't a lot of heavy foliage where enemies can be hard to spot. And it's just a nice big open area that you have access to here. It's the location that we got to wave 27 on before we unfortunately got mauled by a bunch of possessed animals. What the holy shit, he's going so fast, dude. Oh my, I dodged it in real life. I moved so quickly. Oh, I'm getting mauled by... Okay, well, it's just not gonna happen. No, I'm not leaving. Oh my, yeah, this wave might be cooked. I didn't realize they were gonna send the fucking moose army after us. Bro, they sent Santa's reindeer after us. Holy shit! They move so fast. Yeah, it's pretty much impossible to avoid getting hit by those with how fast they move. It is crazy. And they spared no expense. They sent like 6 after us. It's also not exactly worth your time at all to go for a high infinite wave, despite it being pretty fun. Like, you want to go for like as high as you can, but the money you get from it is just awful. It took us just under 2 hours to get to wave 27, and with 4 times money and RP, I got paid $321,000 and 21,000 RP. For 2 hours of surviving at 4 times money, I was expecting a bit more than that. That means with double money without GTA Plus, it would have only been about $161,000. And without any bonuses active, that's only $80,500. That is awful for 2 hours of survival. Just straight up garbage. I should have gotten at least like $500,000 for 2 hours of endless survival at 4 times money. 4 times money is supposed to be like a massive increase in payment. Aside from the payment, though, for the survival, it is pretty fun. It is kind of strange that they released it this early, though. You'd think that something like this would be out during Halloween. Not at the end of the summer, but maybe for Halloween they'll bring it back and adjust it so that it runs with Halloween weather on. That would be kind of cool. One critique I have for this mode, though, if I had to give it one, is I wish we had a section of the survival that took place in the compound itself. We have outside the compound, but it would have been really cool to have a section that was in the compound itself. Even without that, though, I still enjoyed it overall. I would put this a step above the North Yankton survival mode just because of all the new enemy types. It just makes it more interesting. It's also just a lot less cramped than the North Yankton one. And when it's all said and done, you can get a really cool outfit for completing 10 waves of it. But let me know what you guys think about the new Cayo Perico survival mode down in the comments. And do you like it better than the North Yankton one they released a year or so ago? If you enjoyed the video or found it helpful, feel free to leave a like as well as subscribe to my channel for more GTA Online content. I also want to give a huge shout out to all of my channel members for your support. If you'd like to become a member for some exclusive perks, you can either use the join button or the link that's down in the description. And as always, thanks for watching and have a great day.